Hi you guys, welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker and welcome to Show and Tell number 218. So I'm going to be honest, this is a refilm. I am trying to... Excuse you. Meow. The door was closed for a reason, sir. I'm hyper. Not gonna lie. I'm starting to finally ease my way back down. I had pre-workout before my workout this morning. I almost never do that unless it's circuit day, and that's just to get me through the hour and a half of circuit. However, I was on the struggle bus this morning. So the caffeine has me a little up there, and I took a 45-minute nap, so I'm a little extra up there. So forgive me if I get a little spazzy. I'm trying to... But I am going to refilm this because I realized I was talking so fast and I was making like some sense, but no sense. Part of that is, I'll be honest, like the last 3 weeks have been insanely busy. Just life. I reorganized my closet, which I have video content of that will be at the end of this. I've been reorganizing the pantry, reorganizing the laundry room, trying to get the refrigerator ready to be replaced. So like I'm trying to clean out the chest fridge, but like the chest freezer, but like the chest freezer needs to be defrosted, but I don't have a place to put the food in the chest freezer because I have a side-by-side refrigerator in the kitchen which stores absolutely nothing. Which is why we're getting a new refrigerator. I don't know who thought side-by-sides were going to be smart, but they're not. They're dumb. Dumb, 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 dumb. We can get like choice tea, like drinks, like just normal drinks. We can get Troy's gallon of tea, my 2-quart narrow footprint pitcher, and maybe like a bottle of wine or like iced coffee or something in the tall section. So where you would put drinks that you don't want to spill. We can't put, like there's actually not enough room to put Troy's tea that he drinks every single day and a gallon of milk together in our refrigerator. And the freezer's worse because the entire top half of our freezer is the ice maker. Yeah. And as somebody who does like make a bunch of stocks and soups and things and like freezes them, I actually need my freezer space. I also make like my smoothie mix and freeze it up in vacuum seal bags. So all I have to do is like when I go to work out or I'm going to take a shower before I'm leaving somewhere, I can put the smoothie bag on the counter and let it kind of partially thaw for a few minutes so I can shove it all in my blender. I like to make things easy and like ready. So it's been busy. There have been a lot of just like tasks like that. I did share I do have footage of part of the laundry room reorganization. I do have stuff from the shower. We went to the Soda City Market. I met a new vendor who was absolutely sweet. This was my only thing from her. I still have my eye on the necklaces that I pointed out. I'm just trying to think of like what I would wear them with because my style tends to be very low-key. As close to pajamas as possible without being pajamas every day. So anyway, I'm trying to like, I don't have any dresses that have like a neckline that necklace would look great with, but I'm trying to like, is there an occasion where I could maybe buy a new dress that would look good with it? But I've got her booth. It was absolutely wonderful. There were a couple new vendors, but she was the only one I could easily get into film. There is a new ceramic artist we met too, but I didn't want to get into his booth too much and start filming because there were people coming in behind me. I did talk to Kyle Smith Pottery that did my yarn bowl that I keep sharing. And he said at the end of May, I think, is when he's going to have more yarn bowls available on Etsy. So hopefully he will send me a DM and let me know when he has the yarn bowls available, and I will let you guys know. A couple of you guys have wanted to order some. I know I'm planning on ordering a couple of more for gifts that are coming up. Anyway, all that to say, life has been hectic, absolutely insane. So I really haven't worked on much for the last 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks since the last show and tell. Last week we did like goals updates, the unboxing of ALC and Yarnable. Tuesday's video is the non-progress of the destashing. Well, not destashing, but taming of the stash for 2024. So it's just been pretty easy peasy lemon squeezy. I do have 2 purchases I wanted to talk to you guys about though. So number 1, I'll be completely transparent with you. The person that this is meant for will probably never see this video. So this is either a project for them or they're going to get the yarn. It depends on what happens in the next 6 months. But this was perfect for another person. So that didn't count towards my goal. That is set aside. I am going to leave it in my yarnable box though, so I can use it for pairings later on if I need it before the decision is made as to whether or not this is going to be gifted as yarn or gifted as a completed project. Nothing in my life can be easy. But I told you guys in my goals for the quarter one update goals for 2024 video, I had made a purchase from Hypnotic Yarn. This is what it was. And I shared in the Facebook group that this was the color palette for the spring release. And this is, number 1, absolutely gorgeous. This is the spring mini set on the plush DK base. These are the colors of the spring collection. So these came in fingering weight, DK weight, wool, and a floofy yarn. And I can't remember off the top of my head if it was an Angora mix or a cashmere mix, but I actually seriously considered doing this color, this almost purple color. Well, it is the purple in the set, but it's like rosy purple. It's gorgeous. I dig, it's kind of orchidy, which we'll laugh at later, but you can kind of tell how purple it is back here between the green and the pink. Yeah, so I almost bought this, like, I think I was going to need 150 grams of the floofy yarn and like 400 grams of the wool yarn to make a sweater. And I decided not to. I decided to be good. I had to have the collection though. So this was the way to do it. It's absolutely beautiful. The collection is gorgeous. She actually sent out an email today to let us know that the March colorways are in the shop. And I'm debating on what to do about the Here We Grow Again colorway because I really, really, really like that. And I would love that as a sweater. But do I really want to buy a sweater quantity today when I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different colorway options for a sweater in fingering weight right now. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in DK weight. Yeah. And that's just my wool cabinet behind you guys. So yeah, I decided this was the way to go. I was going to be good. Now, I've got to say, this is a beautiful collection. These 4 colors are not what we're used to seeing from Hypnotic Yarn in our yarnables or from Hypnotic Yarn in general. This beautiful saturated coloring is very much what we're used to seeing. If we're going to do something muted, normally it's going to be bright speckles on a wash tone base. That is what we're used to seeing from Hypnotic Yarn, but these absolutely gorgeous pastel, soft tone, feminine, diffused colors. This is not what we're used to seeing from Hypnotic Yarn in a collection. And just to prove my point here, these are the 3 that are not going to be in this. And once again, intense speckles, and not at all blushy or diffused. This is my Hypnotic Yarns collection. Nowhere in here do we have diffused pastels. Even like this is the closest we have. And even that, the pink is a little punchy. This is the Unicorn Dreamscape from last year, I think. But everything, even when you think it's going to be soft and diffused, has a punch of something. Like this neon. So while wash base, neon pops. Solid, but intense speckling. Soft tone diffused. So I had to have it. It is, the collection's gorgeous. The combination of fibers for this collection was absolutely spectacular. There are some available, but I had to have it. So that was my big, like, personal purchase, was the mini set. And it just goes so well with so many things. Because here, look, it goes perfectly with this. This is the Less More Worry Less. And see, that color, once again, shows up. But we've got this intense counter to it. I don't know. It was absolutely beautiful collection. The individual skeins are absolutely stunning. These are also part of the new release for the season. But even this, you can see, like, a little bit more intense through here. This is a much more intense, not diffused version of that same peach tone. I'm just saying. I wanted to wallow in the colors. They were in that green, the sage green. I'm not going to keep going. I'm keeping my words short today will benefit you and me. So anyway, I did make one other purchase, and this is actually something I want to review for the channel. So in December, I did my things that are just not necessary or I don't like when it comes to knitting and crocheting that people talk about. I don't like wool spindles. They work in such a limited capacity for the $25, $30 you're going to spend on one. I don't think they're that effective. However, a number of you guys did mention the wool Genie specifically and said I ought to review that or take a look at it. So that's what I did. I did wait for it to go on sale. I was able to get it on Amazon for $25 last week. So we do have a wool Genie. I don't know if I'm going to have time to work with this and spend some time with it before Saturday. I'm filming this on Tuesday so I can have a pajama day Wednesday or Thursday. So maybe on Friday I can film something if I have a chance to work with this at all. But I can tell you, as long as the spinning portion of this works well, this should not be problematic. I do like the fact the arm will prevent your skein from flying off. You could have it beside you. You could have it on the floor underneath you and still be able to get an even pull on this based on the initial impression of what this looks like. So yes, this is different than a spindle just because we have this arm here, and that could make all the difference in the world. So I will let you guys know. We will come back to this and do a review for this coming shortly. So in the last 2 weeks since we did our last show and tell, I've only had time to work on one project. And if you guys saw my video 2 weeks ago, it probably will not surprise you much at all that it's another Sisterhood of the traveling t-shirt. Or traveling shirt. I have split the sleeves and I'm about 10 rows underneath the sleeve. So I've got probably another 50, 60 rows left to go on this. This is using the Peyton's Venus yarn that I shared with you guys in the colorway Orchid. So you can see the slibba texture showing up there. It's so far, we haven't gotten any like direct pooling or anything. It looks really cute on. However, because of the nature of this yarn, the neck hole draws in nothing at all. And even trying it on, the weight of the sweater does not pull it down much. So I'm probably going to have to come in and do 3 or 4 rows along the neckline, dropping back a needle size, and it'll probably be 1 row knit, 1 row with decreases, 1 row knit, just to bring, because right now it sits out here on me. I need to just bring it in to where it sits on the edge of my ginormous shoulders. But it looks super cute. So I'm definitely very excited. And once again, this is a yarn that was made in 2014. It's been discontinued probably about 10 years. I don't know if I actually got this in 2014 or if I got it in 2015, because this was one of the things that I got in that final big online clearance that Spinrite did before they quit shipping to the US. So anyway, Wild Orchid. If you happen to see some of this on eBay or Etsy that's been stored well or claims to have been stored well, I really like it. I'm not a huge fan of slobby yarns. They're a little tricky to work with, and I don't like cotton generally. However, the cotton in this is very, very soft. It's 55% cotton, 40% acrylic, and 5% nylon. And it's little 50-gram balls, but they're, if you want that textured effect, these are great. So anyway, that is everything in my basket. I am going to go ahead, let you guys go. We'll have the clips here at the end of the video. We got some really cute Pippin. We got some goofy stuff going on. We've got reorg stuff. We've got a new vendor. So anyway, lots of little things to share with you guys. I am super duper excited. I love you guys. I will either see you on Saturday or next Tuesday. Just depends on how, like I said, I really want that day off. I really want that pajama day. So it depends on how pajama day goes. I love you, and I will see y'all real soon. Bye, guys. All right, guys, I had not planned on sharing this, so forgive me. I'm like getting started here already, but it's time that I finally do something with this mess and get my dress shoes in here. I have my dress shoes in these bins and boxes that are really, really nice, but they're in a stack in my bedroom and it's driving me crazy. So I need to finally finish corralling this section of my closet. You can see how just beautifully organized everything is. So the first thing I've done is I had 2 short bins that didn't go all the way back on the shelf that were holding cowls and belts. And these are too tall to stack too high, but I can stack a shoebox on top. And this is a bunch of hair stuff that I use, but not regularly. So I have 3 of these left over from when I rigged at the craft room before we moved. So I used 1 here. I've got 1 for belts and my old mask. I'm not sure what's going to go in a shoebox above that, but I can put 3 of these across the shelf. I think I'm going to get rid of my at-home waxing kit. I don't use this. Every time I don't wax my legs. I was using it for facial waxing, and every time I do that, I end up with icky ingrown hairs. So I'm better off using another method, even when I wax my brows. So I think I'm going to get rid of this. And since this is a biohazard and both bags of beads I think are now open, no. So I can probably donate this. That's going to have to be thrown away, and this is going to have to be thrown away because they're biohazard. These will go to the craft room because I'll use these in the craft room. But I need to do something with my shrugs. I did already do, I did not want to do this with my sheets, but this does make my sheets on the shelf a lot easier in here because I don't have the height and depth that I used to have. And like Troy's electric blanket is in there. Everything on the top will probably stay there because that's not stuff I use regularly, except for that light fixture because Troy changed my lights for me because he's an awesome husband. But we have a lot of just organization in here that needs to be done. So I will check in with you guys after after I figure out what I'm going to do. Alrighty guys, so I am calling it quits here. I have 1 empty drawer here, which I think I'm going to put my curling iron and stuff in. I'm not sure yet. But now all my shoes are here. I emptied out 2 whole shelves. So now all my leather or fancy shoes, expensiver shoes I don't want to have to replace, those are here. By the way, the whole reason why these are bent and like those aren't is Banner loves chewing leather. So all my leather shoes have to go in boxes. So now I have a clean corner in my bedroom. I still want to hang these up. I also need to go through them, make sure like nothing needs to be donated. Like I think that bottom pink one and that blue one might need to be donated. But all of like my heating pads and stuff. This is that massaging eye mask everybody kept reviewing from Amazon. I'm just saying I think it's awesome. But now everything, like this is just storage. I don't really use the cotton bin very often, so I don't really need that where I can grab it. But now everything I use regularly, or I'm trying to make sure I use up, is right here. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Hey you guys, so we came down to the Main Street Market again, but we've got a new vendor I haven't shared before. Everything is 100% leather with sterling silver. I love these pieces with the beads. Especially for summer if you're wearing a halter top. Is your boob still out here?